Hello, this is part two of potential events that may unfold next year, 2019. We're only a few weeks away from 2019, and also a few weeks away from the Democrats taking control of the House, which will be absolutely amazing. We've got multiple investigations now into Trump, his inauguration, potentially his transition, potentially his time in the White House, and into the actual campaign itself. Okay, we already know he's not going to be able to survive this. We're looking at Pence. They were quite interesting cards that were coming forward for Pence, whether or not he will step forward as the current vice president should Trump be indicted, step down, impeached, walk away. Yeah. I want to look at Nancy Pelosi, okay, because as the next Speaker of the House, she is third in line, if you like. If Pence is taken out of the equation, then she would likely be the one to step up as an interim kind of president. She showed incredible guts the other day. I remember looking at a poll on Pelosi back in 2016. She was the least popular politician in the country, okay? After her years as Obama's speaker, there was either you love Nancy Pelosi or you hated her, and people like, I think, Bernie Sanders was top there, but Nancy was way down, okay? Now, the way that she handled herself in that meeting with Trump the other day, she, was absolutely showed the kind of mettle that she possesses, and the kind of experience, and I guess, even-handed, still grit. She was in control at all times. She was in control. Now she stepped out to the waiting press after that meeting in an orange coat, or an orangey red coat. That coat is now selling out, okay? So it shows you that once Nancy Pelosi was, the least popular the least popular politician in America, she has gone to now almost heroine status. Well, not quite, but certainly people are grateful for her ability. Let's look at that, her ability. So I've had multiple questions. Will Nancy Pelosi be the next president? Should everything, go the way that readings and psychics are suggesting? I think even the current criminal investigations are suggesting. So it's not even psychics who are on the money here. I think it's actually, you can look and see those investigations unfold, bound to enmesh Pence, I think. All right, so let's have a look. Will Nancy Pelosi be the next president of the United States? Nancy Pelosi. Will she be the next president of the United States? Nancy Pelosi. Will she be the next president of the United States? There's certainly some sort of victory there for her. Will she be the next president of the United States? Yeah, okay, I'm seeing the strength card coming through. It'll be her strength that people will be grateful for in the end. Okay, so straight away we're looking at, almost this card of potentially being able to hold things together in an interim way. I mean, the Ten of Cups comes forward as this, support, and really has has the hearts and minds of America in the future. She has the potential to really hold things together. That's what I'm seeing there, for the good of families, for the good of all Americans, I guess. There's quite a strong card coming forward. Okay, yeah, and another strong card. The Four of Wands comes forward. This is sort of homecomings and celebrations, but it's also this whole family and friends that, it's almost like she's going to come forth with some sort of unity here at a particular time in the future. Here she is, the Queen of Swords. Okay, again, I talked about this ability she had in that meeting to be so I guess clarity of mind. Okay, that's what came, strength of mind. Okay, swords are all about the intellect. Swords are all about logic. Swords are all about cutting through the BS, if you like. This is what she did in that meeting. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is coming forward with some sort of proposal here. Okay, which is suggesting that a proposal will be put to her to, in some way, to be some sort of interim leader. The King of Cups, I see this often as Moolah, and you know, this is celebrations. Okay, so it's almost like get Trump out, celebrations in the street, and Moolah too. Is, you know, he's going to be celebrated. Now the Queen of Swords. Okay, this is not going to be an easy position for Nancy Pelosi. Not at all. Okay, on the one hand, she's going to bring stability, but on the other, it's going to be an incredibly difficult task. So the answer is yes. Okay, there's sometimes there is cloudiness around these answers, and that can be because things are changing, things are still movable. Okay, things, you know, people still have free will. You know, things may not be clear, and then you read on them a little bit later and they are clear. I had 3 readings on Nancy Pelosi over 2 months to show that she eventually won the Speaker's role. Now that's exactly how events played out. My last reading about 3 weeks ago showed she would get the Speaker's role. But prior to that, it showed that, you know, she was battling. This reading's quite clear, viewers. There's no ambiguity here. I would let you know if there was. It appears, based on these cards, that she is likely to get the Speaker's role, to get a role as an interim president here. It's, yeah, as I said, just mirroring this. This, I think, after she does this, there will be, you know, it is going to be so difficult for her that I think there's sort of retirement coming for her after this. It may also be, you know, because we've got the Senate there, the Republicans holding the control of the Senate. I don't think it's a clear-cut case of she's suddenly going to become the next president. I think she will take a major role in this, but it's not going to be an easy role for her. Not at all. Because of these cards, when I drew that last card to try and get to the bottom of this, this is the card of transition and moving on. So I think at some point, and it looks like at the end of this period where she might step into an interim role, it's going to be incredibly difficult for her. It's going to take a lot out of her, and I see that she may very well retire after that. Yeah. Not easy at all. What's it going to do? It's going to take a toll on her health. It's not going to be an easy thing. So initially, she's going to step forward, and there's going to be this celebration. Trump's gone, potentially Pence gone. There's going to be some proposal put to the Democrats, to Nancy. She's going to step up and lead in some way. But it's not going to be an easy role for her, okay, because I'm getting these cards. It's going to take its toll on her. So I guess we just have to wait and see how this is all going to play out. I'm wondering where the Republicans in the Senate are going to be too. You know, where are people like Mitch McConnell going to be? Is this why it's going to be so difficult for Nancy? to rule. She's going to step up when unity and stability is needed. She's going to bring that forward, but it's not that's not going to be easy for her. Excuse me, I just had to get those cards. I guess will the Republicans in the Senate play a role in? They'll have to play a role, because any kind of legislation, money supply bills would need to be approved by the Senate. Let's just ask, is it going to be a difficult role for Nancy Pelosi? Is this going to be a difficult role for Nancy Pelosi? I know you all want happy endings, but it's just not going to be that simple, I don't think. It's going to be a difficult role for Nancy Pelosi because of the Republicans in the Senate. Difficult role for Nancy Pelosi in the future. Okay, so there's the proposal being put toward her. Maybe this is around ensuring that the money keeps flowing into those supply bills. Okay, this is change coming forward quite quickly. This is grief and anxiety for her. It's almost like she's going to be under attack there from the Republicans. The Wheel of Fortune changing, that's mirroring the Knight of Pentacles. Teamwork and working together, this is working together with the Senate, but we've got this grief and anxiety. And again, proposals coming forward. So it's almost like continually the bills that need to pass through both houses are going to be, it's not going to be an easy passage at all. Yeah, but it's the only way forward. It is the only way forward because it's going to be bringing balance to the country, and it'll be as a result of justice. Goodness, these major arcanas. And the proposal, this is around seeing that the supply of money continues to go through, so that there are no government shutdowns. Okay, that's what's indicated in these readings. But I'll just go back to these major arcanas here in relation to what's going on. We've got the Wheel of Fortune changing. Moving away from the Trump presidency towards something new. We've got the initial euphoria, happiness. People are celebrating. It's bringing more balance and stability to the United States. And it will be delivering this justice. But I'm still getting here that it's just not going to be an easy role for Nancy Pelosi. And there'll be multiple proposals coming forward, okay? And while there is teamwork indicated, there's also these, the Five of Pentacles, which again has been, isolation. Things aren't going to be easy at all. But this reading is showing that there will be stability, and Nancy Pelosi has a big role to play in that, and that there will be incredible benefits coming from her in some way. Okay, so we've got this illumination, and almost people are feeling happier than they have done for a long time, and it is because balance and justice have been restored. The Wheel of Fortune has turned for Trump. So 4 major arcanas pulled in that reading. So while it's going to be hard for her, the Republicans it's going to be difficult. It's going to cause her grief and anxiety. She will be able, in an interim way, to bring stability in the future to the USA. Okay, that's part 2 of our reading.